Wash my hands. My hands feel weird.
Load the chopper. Let it bang on
I
you.
didn't wash my hands after I ate my nachos. Welcome, everybody, to Need I Say More, episode 21. Terrance, we did it. We can drink finally. The show is legal. We can all hang out.
Oh, man, I can't drink. I gotta go to gym later.
Well, the show can drink is what's important.
Oh, yeah.
If you're at home listening to this, I want you to do. I want you to go to your refrigerator. I know you got something in there. Maybe it's in the closet. I don't know. Pour yourself a little something. I want you to hold the glass up right now. I want you to smile and I want you to nod. That's what I want you to do. Everyone do that all at the same time. Smile, nod, and then I want you to drink however you like. You can take one sip. You can take the whole bottle. Well, not the whole bottle. That's weird.
Oh,
how you feeling, man?
What was your alcohol of choice when you were 21? Like, what was it? Do you remember your first alcoholic beverage?
Well, I wasn't 21 when I had. I'll tell you that much.
Well,
I definitely didn't wait that long. I think I actually no. I was like 16, 17, 16.
I think I was around the same age.
I remember it was a friend's party, but I can tell you what I drank. Probably just beer or something. I don't know.
Just something crazy?
Yeah, I don't remember. I couldn't tell you what it was. We were all teens, and I remember we probably had beer. I don't know if anyone was really knew how to make like a proper drink though. You know, like maybe you'd have vodka, but no one had like, I'm gonna mix this. Like we didn't know that shit.
Mine was definitely vodka. Straight.
Straight. That's what I'm saying. Then you didn't know about like mixing stuff. You just kind of like, I don't know, drink vodka.
my first alcohol beverage was during prom. You know how you have prom and you have like the after prom party or whatever. Well, you didn't have prom. You was in the ROTC.
Well, no. Well, I still went to the school, so I could have had a prom, but I didn't go to prom. I went to military ball.
Okay, yeah.
Which was our prom, so you were kind of right.
Yeah. We had prom, so we had the after party prom, and we was in a limo, and my boy had a big bottle of Grey Goose.
Yep, and everyone just passed it around drinking, right?
This was the first alcohol I had, and it burned the mess out of my throat.
That's the thing. When you first drink like hard alcohol, you're like, that shit sucks.
Oh,
that just burns. Why did I drink this?
I think 2 sips. I took 2 sips, and that was it. That was kind of it. I was like, I'm good. And then I had like a glass of wine or whatever, but that was my first alcohol experience.
Do you have like a drink of choice now? Like you go to a bar, what's your classic thing you order?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm getting old now because I like an old fashioned.
Old fashioned doesn't mean you're old. Old fashioned is like, I mean, technically it's supposed to be the oldest drink in the world. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
That's why it's considered old fashioned. Old fashions are
bourbon.
Good though.
I like bourbon. I like whiskey.
But like what I'm saying is when you go to the bar, you know, if you like
my
just
first thought is cognac.
But you can't just say, give me some cognac. You don't just say, give me some vodka. You have to like a drink. What's your drink? Are you still 14, 16? You're still just drinking straight out of the bottle?
No, man. No, I'm cognac. Either give me
on the rocks.
If you have Remy, I'll take Remy on the rocks or Remy with ginger. If you have, I hate Hennessy. I'm not a Hennessy drinker.
Hennessy's for like ghetto idiots, man.
Even though I like,
I don't know why that became such like a hood thing. Hennessy.
I mean, look, black people love Hennessy. I don't know why.
Not about black people. It's a very. It's just I don't know. It's like I don't say a hood thing, but it's definitely like that's like a cool thing, quote unquote, to drink. Oh, some Henny.
I don't know.
It's
but I prefer Remy or give me some Douce.
So you straight up just drink these things on the rocks. You don't have like a drink combination of choice?
Yeah, on the rocks or with ginger. But besides that, I don't really like mixed drinks that much because it becomes too sugary. You know, and you get the headaches and stuff. Like, I don't really.
My drink of choice though is probably the whiskey sour. I do love whiskey like you and whiskey sour. Yeah, because whiskey sour is simple. It's just 2 things: it's whiskey and it's sour mix, which is just basically like lemon lime. That's like my classic go-to. I don't mind a good Long Island iced tea, but you have to find a good bartender because there's too many ingredients.
Oh man, that's how you get the headaches. The wrong Long Island iced tea.
I don't.
Oh man, it's just too much.
But that's what I'm saying. Long Island iced teas are tasty, but there's like 5 or 6 ingredients, and so if you don't have a good bartender, they're just gonna fuck it up, and it's not gonna be good. So you have to know. Old fashions are always good. You know what's funny? A real like if you go to a craft cocktail place, you know they put egg in an old fashioned.
Oh yeah, my boy Willie works at one of those places.
That's the thing.
Like an egg.
I don't mind good craft cocktails, but as a vegan, you really got to like ask them a lot beforehand because if you just go to a bar, old fashioned's good. They take
like the egg yolk or something like
that. That's the thing. If you go to craft cocktail, they put all sorts of crazy shit in their drink. So I had you have to ask.
It's good though. No, you mean stick with the classics. That's what I say. Once you become a certain age, you kind of have your classics, your go-tos or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have like the things you like the most, like an old fashioned and whiskey sour, probably my two like standard drinks. Nothing wrong with mixing it up, trying something new. But
I like always a dark and stormy. If you ask them about a mixed drink,
what that is. What the hell is that?
I like a dark and stormy. It's a dark rum with ginger beer, and
ginger beer is good, man.
Yeah, ginger beer and it's something else. I'm missing one ingredient.
That's a root that really just took the world by storm in the last 20 years. Ginger was not a big thing growing up. Now I have gingers everywhere.
Yes, the hell. I mean, I'm West Indian, so we use ginger for everything.
Did you though?
No, yeah, it was literally like ginger tea, and you boil ginger when you're. Did you see it
around in the world when you were just walking around in random places? I feel like ginger is in like everything now. Well, not everything, but it's like one of those things that's really. It's kind of like guacamole. Guacamole didn't exist as far as I know until like 2006. Then suddenly every place in the world has guacamole.
Yeah. But yeah, my family's been doing it for a while, but. Yeah,
what else made what else?
Ginger shots too. I was drinking ginger shots when I was young.
Supposedly ginger shots are good for you, like a shot. Like you don't drink a lot of ginger root, but it's hard to drink.
It's so good. You know what you do, and I always tell people this too. Like when they're doing ginger shots, take some ginger, a little bit of honey, a little bit of lemon juice, and some water.
That sounds like a good combo. I can't argue that.
It's great. Like put it over some ice. Like it's like kind of having like a drink. Yeah, you just sip it. It's kind of like having a drink. It is really good for you.
I don't mind that. You know what also made a huge comeback? Not even a comeback, a huge stepping from where it used to be? Cauliflower. Cauliflower was like a forgotten vegetable. It was like the thing no one liked. Cauliflower is now like everyone loves cauliflower now. It's like huge.
I had some cauliflower rice. It was really good.
I think part of it's because of keto. Because cauliflower you can make rice and everything. And I think I don't know what the other reason is. I mean, as a vegan, cauliflower is obviously used for sorts of stuff, but the cauliflower. You ever had cauliflower wings? They're delicious.
Yeah, you keep talking about this. I gotta try it one time.
You like cauliflower?
It's a hit or miss. I like broccoli. So
if you had like a mixed like a rice bowl and there was like some broccoli and cauliflower, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, cauliflower.
I'm not against cauliflower at all.
I mean, listen, cauliflower wings are cauliflower that are made like chicken wings, so they taste kind of like chicken, but they still taste like cauliflower because you're eating a piece of fucking cauliflower. So it's not like it's gonna fool you, but it's hard to describe. They're good, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, Terrance, on with the show. It is one of the grossest days imaginable. It's hot as fuck and it's rainy, so I can't imagine two worse combinations. But that doesn't stop our Black Excellence. Shout out, Terrance. Black Excellence is kind of like Father Time, undefeated. Can't stop it.
Undefeated.
Can't stop what's up.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were just talking about classic drinks and just like being a kind of sophisticated, when you go to the bar and know what you're ordering or whatever.
Something good.
So
it's got to be like a Denzel or something. If it's this, like you're talking about sophisticated.
Yeah, well, we did Denzel already.
I'm just saying something like him. Because if you hit me with like, Kanye West, I'm gonna end the show right now.
Well, I wouldn't say Kanye is classic at all.
He's not. He's a crazy person. He's not sophisticated either. I'll tell you that much.
Our Black Excellence of the Week shout out goes to James Avery.
Oh, that's a good shout out.
James Avery.
Great
James Avery. For a lot of people, you may know him as Uncle Phil.
Yes. I've only ever heard insanely positive things about him as a person.
James Avery is a very, very talented man. And of course, like I said, we mostly know him as being Uncle Phil. But he is classically trained. I think it was. I think that's the proper way to say it.
If he was trained in like an acting school, yeah.
Yes, classically trained. Has normally done plays and things like that. And if you watch like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion special that they did or whatever,
yeah, you watched it, right?
Yeah, Will Smith talks highly about him. Everyone on the show talks so highly on him, and they talk about that famous scene that Will has where he's crying about his dad. Will talks about how James kind of brought that out of him. It was like, and then he like whispered in the air. It's like, that's acting, and it was just like this guy was like, man, like this dude was really good. And then the crazy part about it, like as I'm going through Wikipedia,
brutal, by the way, man. Like,
you can't watch the episode without crying.
No,
it's impossible.
That's a brutal episode, man.
It's really impossible. But I saw he was in he was Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking up this thing. He was Shredder. I used to love that. I used to that was the one I watched growing up. Was
exactly Teenage Mutant Turtles. That's what I'm saying. Like I love. I
gotta rewatch something.
And it was like, I don't snap. He was Shredder.
He was in Beauty and the Beast, the original movie. He was Winslow.
Yeah. I don't know who Harud Hazi been in Aladdin. I don't know that character.
Where are you looking? Aladdin.
Yeah, it said he was Harud Hazi bin in Aladdin.
Oh, in the show. Yeah, I don't know the show. I don't know.
It was a
I didn't
show. The show Aladdin.
Yeah, not the movie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, what the hell?
He actually did a lot of voice work. I remember he did Transformers. He actually did people.
He was Megatron, right?
I don't know if he was Megatron, but you know what it is, man? I think he could disguise his voice well. Like, I think it's one of those things you don't even realize it because he's good at it's not him doing his voice. It's him doing a voice, which is like a lot of people don't necessarily do. They just have their own voice.
Yeah. Doing a voice. That's good.
There's difference between doing a voice and then just talking, right? Like a lot of people want it. Depends. Like if you have like a big actor in a movie, you're like, oh, it's Paul Giamatti. It's just him talking, because people want you to know it's him. But other people can like disguise it, which he can do.
Yeah. But no, man. Like I ask me why James Avery came to mind. Maybe because I was playing the J. Cole song, and it was like first things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Yeah, man. He was just. That's the thing. Uncle Phil. If you watch that Fresh Prince reunion, they just talk so highly about him. He was like he really was the leader and like the heart and soul of the show in a sense. Where like he was just such a like great dude who really just like was nothing but positive and like helping and teaching. So,
but you know what it also reminds me of when they speak about him that way. That's how you want to be remembered when you die.
Yeah, I agree.
You want people to like that have known you or been around you, work with you or whatever, to all like agree when someone says something and everybody shakes their head and was like, yeah, that was him.
And afterwards, like, what a great person. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, like like that's leaving a legacy as well, because when you leave this earth, your name.
Hopefully, when I die, Terrance, there's a bunch of people who are like, that guy fucking sucked. But then there's a bunch of people who are like, I love that guy. He did it. He was a fantastic person.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, well, I hopefully I don't die soon and find out. But you'll be one of those people who is like, kind of hated him, but I liked him too.
No, I can never say that.
No, I know. Big excellent shout out, Terrance. Shout out to you, Mr. the late great James Avery.
Absolutely. Got to make sure. What the?
You good?
Yeah. Sorry. Shout out to James Avery.
Kind of ruined that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Terrance, let me say you're at home right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're just in your room chilling, not doing a podcast, and you heard like someone in your house sneeze. What's the distance? What's the rule you have before you say bless you? Same room,
like
got it close to them. Because if someone's in the other room and you're like, am I really going to yell, bless you? Is it really necessary? But then do you go, they probably know I heard them. So do I say it? Like, what are your rules?
Or maybe I act like I didn't hear it.
They come in like, did you hear me sneeze? What? No, I had headphones. I didn't. What?
Yeah, I'm probably going to act like I didn't hear it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So is it like in the room? Someone's in the room
if I can't see you.
Yeah.
If I can't.
Same thing. Okay, so
see you, then it kind of didn't happen. It's like if a tree fell in the woods and there's nobody around to hear it.
No one heard it. Yeah. So let's say you're on a plane, and let's say it wasn't COVID, but you're on a plane. Someone in the same row sneezes. Do you look over and just go, "Bless you"?
Same, like in my row or
in your row, like you. There's someone right next to you. Like there's three people in your row. You and two other people. The person right next to you just sneezes.
Oh yeah, you said bless you.
You say that? So if they're across the way in the same row, no?
No.
Too much, right?
That
gotta be rules. You can't just someone in the front of the plane, bless you. Like who got time for that?
Yeah, like we're generous, we're nice and everything like that, but there's limits. I'm not just going out of my way to get on a freaking bullhorn and be like, did you sneeze?
No.
Bless you.
That's one of the worst things. If someone you hear something and you're like, was that a sneeze? Is it a cough? I don't. You want to like say it's like. Bless you if that was a sneeze. I don't know. Like it's an awkward moment. You don't know what to say.
No, I'm not doing all that.
I hear
like too much work.
But if it's like a friend and you're unsure, you're kind of like, did you? Because you don't want to go, did you sneeze? And they go, yeah. And then you go, oh, bless you. So sometimes I just go, bless you if that was a sneeze. Because I'm like, I don't know if it was.
Bless you, even if it wasn't a sneeze. No, because
well, bless you if you sneezed, and if not, I don't say. I just say that's all I say.
But you also got those weird people that have like the loudest sneeze in the world.
Yeah, I'm working on that, Terrance. You heard me in a few episodes ago. Fucking
like, why is it so loud? Like, you don't like. Can you control that? You have no control over that. Is what you're saying.
Well, you know what is? Some people like hold. You know, some people they go sneeze and they go. They like hold it in. I don't think that's good.
I hold mine. Sometimes.
No, I don't think that's good. I think it's unhealthy. I think you're gonna brains. You're gonna have an aneurysm. That seems like something I'll call as an aneurysm or something, Terrance, or like a blood clot. That you think
you can't hold
your body. Your body is telling you to sneeze. If you're like if you're going to sneeze and you hold it in, it just feels like a problem.
That's like when you were told younger, don't swallow your gum.
Because it doesn't. Yeah, that true.
Because it will get attached to your heart.
We found out that's bullshit. By the way, that actually will go out of your body pretty quick. That's what we learned recently.
That's how you sound right now. Like holding in your sneeze may cause your brain to explode.
I'm not telling you it's a rule. I'm saying it feels like an unhealthy thing. So you go and like hold it in. It feels like your body's literally making you sneeze for a reason. It's not like it's accidental.
No.
Whatever. All right, Terrance. Something we talked about last week that I think we should talk about this week is you said when you were working, you were an intern at the MTA and they were teaching you like interview skills and whatnot. And then when you got back, your family was like, "Oh, you're so different. You're talking white."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, Terrance. What I hate when people say stuff like you're talking white, you're talking black or something. That's so insulting to everyone. Like, why, if you speak properly, why is that white? Why is that not as a black man speaking properly? Is that not what you are?
Because it's quote unquote uncommon, right?
But that doesn't mean it's white.
It doesn't mean it's white.
Like okay, like a suit, like a normal suit and a tie. That's like your standard business outfit in the majority of the world. For a guy, for women it varies a little bit, but that's a standard men's outfit. I don't know who invented it. It's probably some British dude, right? But that doesn't mean it like only white British dudes wear it or like it. That's the only no, it's just what the standard suit is. Speaking proper any language is proper, no matter who it is. If it's English, speaking proper English is just speaking proper English. To me, it's insulting to say it's speaking white or you're speaking white.
No, I mean it's insulting, but I think in the black community, I think now in the black community, we're starting to say, hey, just because I speak this way doesn't mean I'm speaking white. Back then when I was younger, yeah, it was looked at a little bit weird. It was just like, well, why are you saying your words like that? Why, just like you just sound different and you just sound like a white guy.
And I understand, like, yeah, if you grow up wherever you do grow up, like people all have dialects and
yeah, I'm the anomaly. I grew up in the hood. I'm the anomaly. Like it's like you go to school, you actually go to school, you have a job, like a real job, something actual and feasible. And not to say that a lot of the people I grew up with didn't, but a few of the people I grew up with, they went on to do other things or whatever. I always looked at it like this. If you could get up at 7 o'clock and stand on the corner and risk your life, then I could get up at 7 o'clock to go somewhere where I don't have to worry about risking my life.
And literally an honest job, right?
That's how I always was able to see it. Like, yeah, I can go and do that. I can go and do that if I wanted to, but there's too many variables involved with that I just don't want to take. Like, I don't want to go that route. So if we both get up and we get to the same corner at 7 a.m, but I now have to go into Manhattan to go to my job, but you have to be here, you still here in the hood. Like,
and you're always going to be there if you do that.
And your thing, this is your thing. Don't get me wrong. I've always been the one that's like, I don't knock nobody hustle as long as you understand what comes with it. Because if you gotta go that path to do what you need to do in life, maybe the way you grew up, you didn't have the necessary resources to make a change or do something else. Maybe you.
Do you think that's true though? Like, it's like you said, if in theory they could have done what you did. I mean, I'm not knocking anyone either necessarily, but if they're waking up doing that, why couldn't they also get the job go somewhere and do the same, because you and them grew up in the
maybe I went to school and they didn't go to school.
But you know, grew up in the same area. School, why couldn't they have done that? It's a choice, right? They made those decisions.
It's a choice, but also you become a product of your environment, because my mother woke me up to go to school. What if their mother didn't care if they went to school or not?
Your mom seems like she wouldn't take any shit.
Of course not. You know, when I graduated high school, she said, you got two choices, the Army or college. That's exactly what it was. She said, you got two choices. One of the two choices, whatever. So I went to school. What's up? I'm not going to the Army, you know. Even though, like, shout out to the people, you know, that serve the country. And
listen, I think you should, if you want to join the military, you should want to join it and not join it because, you know, like it's you know, your parents are giving you a certain choice or whatever. Like, you should actually go, I want to serve.
And that I was like, nope,
I've had several family members in the military and whatnot, so shout out to them. But you know what it is, man?
I don't knock hustles, because I still know people that
I don't necessarily knock it either. I mean, it depends on the hustle. I
mean, they're on whatever the path that they on, and they doing what they're doing. Look, whatever's meant for somebody is meant for somebody, right? Now, to get back to the whole part of speaking, you know, quote unquote white or whatever, it just was deemed like you're not a part of us anymore. You're not a part of us.
Do you still follow that? Do you still think that's a thing? Like, now that you're older?
No. And the thing is, like, I'm still me. Like, my skin color don't change just because I pronounce words differently.
It's because you can speak properly.
Like, my skin color doesn't change. See, you know, like, I'm not a chameleon. It doesn't just go white.
I think,
you know, when I say certain words.
That's my biggest problem with it. It's like, speaking a certain way is almost guaranteed a product of your environment. Like you just said, that is what that is. It's just like we talked about maybe a few weeks ago. Let's say some dude who grew up around where you was white. He probably dresses and talks just like you because you all grew up in the same area, and that's where people get their dialect. Always white Mike. That's why you get like your dialect and the way you speak and the way you act and dress. It's from where you grow up. You know, like that's just the way it is. Like that's what people do. So it's the same thing. Like you being able to speak proper English to me is, so there's something called code switching in linguistics, which is everyone does it.
I hate that term, but go ahead. Just explain.
Yeah, I don't like the term either.
I hate the term.
It's not a great term, but you know, the thing is, like, the way you speak, the way I speak in an interview is not the same as when me and you speak to each other. It's not the same as you maybe speak to your mom or to your friends. Like, we all kind of have different ways of like, and it shouldn't be, I think, too drastic necessarily, but we all speak differently with different people because it's the way it is. Like, if you're talking about your friends from the hood or whatever, like, I'm sure you're not talking the same way with me. It's just the way it is between them.
It's just the way it is. That's it.
And there's nothing wrong with code switching. There's nothing wrong with speaking differently. But if you're at an advantage, if you can do that, if people are giving you shit because you speak proper English and they can't, it's like, well, they're at a disadvantage because you can go an interview and sound great and sound like people want to hire you, as opposed to someone who comes in there speaking like they don't. And again,
that's always been my advantage, and I knew that.
But you know what it is? It's not even necessarily, it shouldn't even be a white or black thing. If you're from the South and you're white and you speak like a fucking hillbilly, then you still aren't speaking proper English. So that also you need to be able, that's, you know, it's not necessarily like, that's why it's dumb. Like, if you're not speaking proper English, doesn't matter if you're from the South or from the UK and you have a crazy dialect, or you're from the hood, or you're from any other place I could think of. If you're not speaking proper, you're not speaking proper. There's a way to speak English properly. And if you don't speak it that way,
there's a way to, there's a way to speak English properly, because I know in the Spanish culture, there's different ways of speaking Spanish, and there's not necessarily a quote unquote proper way or whatever, at least, you know,
I think I'm aware of. With Spanish, though, obviously it is very dialect per country. You know, like Dominicans speak a certain way than Mexicans. That's not quite
right.
But if you're in DR, if you live in DR and you speaking a Spanish that's more from like Mexico, they might not like that, because they're looking at like proper to them is the way the standard they speak, right? And it doesn't. That's just the way it is. English and all these things, like as things Spanish from Spain, from what I've heard, like people from Spain, they kind of look down a little bit on that because like they actually speak proper Spanish, quote unquote, because like it's from Spain, whereas everyone else, it's whatever. We're getting to the minutia here, but yeah, like you have to know how to speak whatever language it is properly, and there's a proper way. You know, America has a proper way to speak English, just like the UK has a proper way, and Russia has proper Russian, whatever it is. I hate the idea of like, oh, you're speaking white, you're speaking black. It's like, what? Like, so if I speak more slang, I'm speaking black. That's like insulting every black person ever.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that. And then, you know, the whole code switching thing, right? So they teach you about quote unquote code switching. Well, I learned about it. I learned about it years ago while learning how to
in fall semester. Actually, I didn't know the term for it was.
Right. Yeah. You didn't really.
I was
know
referring to it
right.
as revertigo, like you revert back to how you speak with certain people, but that was just what I made up.
Yeah. So when it comes to that quote unquote code switching thing, here's my thing. I'm not pretending to be anything that I'm not.
No, everyone code switches. Anyone tells you otherwise is lying.
When I used to work in a corporate environment, right? When I used to work at Barclays, right? I managed clubs, right? I was managing the nightclub. So in the daytime, it's still a corporate, environment more so, Barclays, right? So I'm still dealing with like in the what we used to call it, the Calvin Klein Club. It was more of your, CK. Your CK was more of your.
Forgot about that till just now. CK.
Your corporate clientele and your CEOs and things like that. And I got to be able to talk to these guys, right? Yeah. I got to be able to talk to these guys.
And those guys know how to speak proper English. If you don't, those guys will.
Yeah,
they're not going to go. Oh, Terrance, yeah, let's bring him up. We should if you can't speak proper English, you're gonna be like, oh, he works hard. But
that's a different world. And literally right next door was Billboard Lounge. Billboard Lounge brought in a different crowd. Why? Because they want to buy bottles. So when I go to Billboard and I got to speak to people in Billboard, I'm already code switching.
Right. You're already talking a little different.
I'm already talking a little different because when I get in here, I got to talk a little bit loose. Listen, I'm not going to be talking as proper now. Now it's yo instead of hello.
Right. Here's the thing about that. If you're not good with code switching, right? Like, because it should be somewhat natural. Like, I never went out in my life to start doing this. People just naturally do it, and you should. And it's also about like social cues. You kind of know when the right time is to do it. Like as you get older, if you're not doing that, you
gotta know who to do it to too.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's a social. You have to look at the situation.
You can't talk to everybody the same way.
That's what I'm saying. If you are not aware of doing this and you're not doing it, you're at a supreme disadvantage. Unless you become like a drug kingpin, you're probably not going to get very far because you need to know what. I think it's like you said,
Tony Montana.
Yeah, if you could become him, right? But it's like you said. Literally in the same job, you had different code switching depending on who you were talking to. You need to do that, okay? Because it's not about being like fake or anything. It's just about knowing how to speak to people. That's not being fake or anything. Like the way I speak to you is not how I'm going to speak to somebody if I'm interviewing. If I'm interviewing, you need to sound the best you can possibly sound.
It's completely different, and it doesn't take away from who you are. You are still authentically 100% yourself.
It means you're an adaptive person. It's a good thing.
I don't like the people that try to make others feel bad about you're not being real.
You know what it is, man? A lot of people
if that's how you trying to change up how you talking or whatever, or how you maneuver and whatever.
You know what it is, Terrance?
I'm in a different environment. I gotta move a little bit different.
But honestly, man, I think a lot, and this goes for anything really, but people put other people down when they can't do something, right? I think that's what that is. People who don't know how to speak properly are going to, of course, go, well, you're not black anymore. I mean, you're whatever, just because they can't do it. If they could do it, I bet they wouldn't be saying that.
I guess.
I mean, not everybody, but that's whatever, man. I don't know. There's a weird thing about like coming from the hood or not having a lot of like, you should always want that. Like people give Jay-Z shit because he has money. It's like, what did you expect him to do? He worked all that hard and made all that money so he could still live in a shitty house and be struggling?
Jay-Z once said, I don't be in the project hallways, talking about how I'll be in the project hallways.
Exactly.
Like, meaning I've gotten to a certain level. I don't need that shit anymore. Be there.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's this weird mentality of like, if you come from nothing, like it doesn't make any sense. And if you come from nothing, whatever that is, whatever like low level part of the world you come in,
whatever it is,
it's like everyone is striving to make more of themselves and to make it and to make more money, to not be in that position. But then when people make it to that point, a lot of people give them shit and like, oh, you've changed, you've sold that. It's like, bro, the whole point of the struggle was so I don't have to do this shit anymore, man. I don't want to live in a shitty place.
That happens often with rappers, right? Where you see a lot of young rappers, they become successful, they make it, and then they feel like they gotta still be in that same area.
I hate that mentality.
Quote unquote, keep it real, right? Now you're not keeping it real, because back in the days, the OGs, real.
Isn't that how Future died?
Future's still alive.
Who's the dude from Eminem's
you're talking
didn't he die in the same club that like an 8 Mile took place in?
Oh,
like, bro.
Yeah, that was based on a true story. He actually did.
Was it not Future? Proof. Got close. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you're still hanging out in the same shitty club that this took place, man. You better than this. And guess what? You got fucking killed, and I feel bad. Don't get me wrong, but because that's how this shit goes down.
Jealousy. It's always going to be jealousy in the hood.
Fuck everyone, man. Focus on you and your happiness. Right. People want to hate on you because you're successful. Sorry, when I'm in my penthouse, rolling in money and doing whatever I want to do, I'm gonna make sure I send a quick thought to you about how you hate on me, and then I'm gonna get back to my life.
My thought is, get out. Whatever you built while being in whatever environment it is, you did it so you wouldn't be in that environment.
Yes, that's the whole point. You're not successful to still be unsuccessful.
Get out. You're not missing nothing. You're not missing nothing back there. All of that is behind you. All of that is a thing of the past. Yes, there's still friends that you might have over there. You got phones. There's still family that you might have over there. You got internet. You can still have access to these people without necessarily being in there. Now, there's some people that are just going to be safe there regardless, right? There's some people that, they're about that life. But like I said, when you watch all these documentaries and stuff or whatever, and about all of the drug kingpins and everything, whatever it may be, you could always watch any one of them. All of them have left the area.
Yeah, I wonder why.
All of them, no matter how much money they made, no matter how big they were or whatever, which, by the way, Godfather in Harlem is really, really good with Forrest Whitaker. He's doing a really, really good job.
Oh yeah, I heard about that actually. Is it good?
Yeah, he's doing a really good job on that show, Forrest Whitaker, with Godfather in Harlem. He plays Bumpy Johnson.
Right. Yeah, I've actually heard about it. I'm glad you said it was good because I haven't actually got a chance to check it
out. I watched like the whole first season one night, just like stuck and stayed up binge watching it. Also, Snowfall. Snowfall is an amazing show.
It's also a show I've heard. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. I want to check it out. But
amazing show as well. But if you're watching these shows, you see it or whatever, because people like when they're in the entertainment, when you're black in entertainment world or whatever, you're kind of looking at things to kind of idolize or see or whatever. But like, if you really look at the details, they're not staying there. I'm not going to stay in this environment because I'm doing this to get my family out and to get me out. That's it. Shout out to Lil Durk, whose brother just died, I believe, in the Chicago club or whatever, and they're from Chicago. Chicago's known for being a very, very violent state. Like I think it's called Old Block or whatever, like the area and everything, Chirac and everything. So, but it's just like, man, y'all don't have to be here still.
This is what I mean. Like, I understand. Like, listen, no one should want to do what Kanye did, right? To get so famous, you're not even with the rest of the society. That dude has no clue what's going on in the world. Like, you can tell he's just fame and being rich. He has no concept of regular life. So I get not wanting to do that, but you can keep it real and still maintain like your normal, like the mentality while living a safe and comfortable life. Like, if you've earned that money, if you've become not even famous, even if you have a good job and you're not famous at all, but you have a good job somewhere and you make good money. What if you got Terrance? What if next year you make $150K a year? You're not rich or famous, but you're making good money. But does that mean you have to go, well, I need to continue? No, you can still keep it real and just remember what happened and remember the struggle and keep yourself, your head down, like what am I looking like? Keep yourself grounded is what I'm looking for. And still be happy and live like a nice house or a nice apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
Like people are weird that way. And I think people got to stop with the whole talking black, talking white, talking this thing. Like if you're speaking properly, speaking properly. If you're speaking slang,
if anything, we should encourage more, to be honest. We should encourage more proper speaking.
Yes.
Slang should be a thing. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with speaking slang or proper. It's just a matter of where you're doing it, and it's a matter of how you use it. Like, speaking slang, speak slang all you want. But if you're trying to talk to, an interview, if you're talking to like a boss or talking to someone who can, is higher up, you probably don't want to talk slang. You probably want to speak more properly because that's what they're expecting and that's how they are.
I used to interview people at this company.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? Didn't some woman almost offered you to keep her job, right?
Yeah, no. That was a different scenario. But no, I used to interview people at this place. It was a nonprofit company that helped people get jobs, right? And basically, I would do like a bunch of people, and I knew where they were from. They're from, low income areas, or whatever. Again, from the hood. So I knew what I was interviewing. So I always had it in my heart that I'm always going to give one person that's probably not qualified but has potential a shot, right?
Okay.
So I remember this kid came in for an interview, right? Shirt 3 times bigger than him.
Oh, that's right. Kind of just sad, really. It's not like
3 times. Shirt was 3 times bigger than him. Tie was huge down to like.
See, I see that, and I think he's trying, even if he's doing it wrong. He doesn't know.
That's what I thought as well.
It's not like he showed up and was like, I could give a shit less.
That's
like
what
he's
I
trying.
That's what I thought.
Not everyone knows
how
to tie. I learned early, so I'm good. But not everyone.
Yeah. Pants was looking crazy, sneakers on, not even shoes or whatever. He came in an interview, sat down in front of me. I looked at the resume, barely had anything on it or whatever, so I put it to the side. One thing about me when I'm doing job interviews, I don't care about the resume. And I've always
in a lot of ways you really shouldn't. You should really try to just because a resume is cool, but people lie a lot. Number one, number two, you have to know the person. The person.
I'm a read you in this 2 to 5 minutes to really know if what I actually, because I'm gonna look at it after.
I agree.
But I'm gonna read you in this 2 to 5 minutes to know if what's on this paper is legit, if it's made up or whatever.
That's true. Like someone could say all these great things in their resume. You talk to them, you could be like, that can't be true.
So I always put the resume to the side. So he hands me the resume, he barely has anything on it. I put it to the side. I said, tell me a little bit about yourself. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, right? And he goes on to talk and everything. And I'm looking at his body language. One, he's kind of slouching. He's not really paying attention to what's going on. The words he's like, so I'm just, I'm out here. I'm just trying to do what I could do, blah, 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 and it's just like immediately, if it wasn't me, it was somebody. If he was interviewing with somebody else, at the time, okay, thank you for your time. We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Right. But when he finished talking, I told him, right, I said, look, here's the thing. You came into this interview and you look unprepared. The resume that you gave me is it's on something, but you should have took the time to probably get resume paper, right, to make yourself stand out.
Right.
Also, the way you're presenting yourself, you're slouching, how your body language is, you're using your hands a little bit too much in an interview, whereas you're supposed to be able to turn this into a conversation, because as an interviewer, I'm just going to ask you questions. But if you can change what's happening and turn it into a natural conversation, you gain my attention, you gain my interest in you. And now we start looking at the resume and saying, all right, well, tell me a little bit about what you did here. Tell me a little bit what you did here, right? So I told him that, and I said, I'm not going to hire you, but I want you to take what I said and use it for next time. Come to find out, he was a little brother of somebody that worked for me at the time, right?
Yeah.
So the dude comes up to me at work or whatever. He was like, T, my brother said he interviewed with you and you didn't hire him. So I said, okay, well, who's your brother? And he tells me his brother. I said, yeah, I didn't hire him. I said, you want to know why? I said, before your brother went to the job, did you try to prepare him? He's like, no, I just told him to apply or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Right. I said, okay.
Well, there's your first problem.
I said, so you didn't set him up for success. So he didn't know what he was walking into.
That's exactly
so right. You put him in a position where, and I said, don't look at it like it's weird. I said, just because y'all see me in a suit and tie don't mean that I ain't come from where y'all come from. I'm still here. I'm still in the hood. Ain't nothing changed. I just know how to maneuver different. That's all it is. I just know how to maneuver different. So you didn't give him what you had, because when you interviewed, you didn't do what your brother did. You were set up properly. And when you spoke elegantly. You spoke like you knew what you was talking about. And I looked at your resume and I saw your experience, and it was like, great, this is somebody that could do the job. Even if they can't do the job, they have the potential to do the job. You didn't do that for your brother. So that's why I didn't hire your brother.
It's fair.
And he took that, and the dude literally was like, you know what? I understand. I'll have him ready for next time. And he walked off, and that was it.
I mean,
that was it. And I say we because, in our community, we have to prepare ourselves to be in these different environments. A lot of these job interviews and stuff that we go on as Black people, where there's not another Black person sitting across that table. More than likely, it's somebody white. So you have to be able to present yourself as a and I hate to say it like this, but as like a non-threatening and more educated minority, because
right.
We're still all viewed a certain way, like, for sure. Sadly, but it just, I mean,
I am too. I mean, isn't everybody?
Right. It just is what it is. So we have to prepare ourselves a little bit more. And I thank God that I had the opportunity to go through an internship where I learned from white people.
Which would be nice if they did this in actual school, because that's more useful than the bullshit they teach.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's start teaching kids how to go on job interviews. I
cannot believe that's not something that like high schools don't teach.
It's
insane,
really
the bullshit they teach high school kids, but they don't teach us, I don't know, how to fucking apply for an interview, how to make a resume,
how to write a resume,
shake someone's hand, how to speak to someone properly, how to answer people's questions. I've been on multiple group interviews where questions will be asked and they don't answer the question. They just say something else. Like, you have to be ready for, like, if you have retail experience and you're doing a retail interview, you have to know how to have stories ready. Tell me about a time that someone did a great job interviewing.
I make up shit all the time.
But you have to, you know what it is? You need to know stuff like that to at least have stories in your head. Like, and even if you make something up, like, you need to know what to say.
Or you exaggerate something that didn't even happen to you. It happened to somebody else.
Exactly.
You know about it, and now you're taking it at your own.
To be fair, that's better than making something up, because the more truthful it is, even if it didn't happen to you, the easier it is to answer any questions. Because they might go, so what happened when this person? You want to have those things, but that stuff should be taught in school. But that's that's a different topic.
There's a question that somebody asked me famously. I remember this question, right? Somebody asked me during a job interview, tell me a time where you went above and beyond for the job.
That's a very, very common question,
right?
Especially for like lower jobs.
Had nothing to myself.
I have like several in my head because I've answered that question so many times.
So I had nothing to myself, but the one thing I did remember was something when we were working at Toys R Us. And it was during the holiday season, and Pat had to drive to a Long Island Toys R Us to get some product. So I took the story for myself, and I said one time it was really busy and things were really crazy at the job, and we were out of product, and they were saying somebody needs to go to another borough and get it. And I volunteered and was like, I'll be that guy. I'll go do it.
I'll do it. I'll help.
And I got in my car and I drove all the way there and I drove all the way back. It was snowing. It was like 8 feet of snow. It was crazy. Armageddon. But I made it. And everybody at the job applauded.
They applauded? That's what you said? That's too much. That's too much. That one, you had overboard.
But you get what I'm saying? Like,
you probably were like, that's just kids full of shit.
I took the story and I made it my own or whatever. Honestly, I didn't exaggerate all of that. That shit sound crazy. But
that's the thing, man. Like, these are the things they should be teaching, like how to get ready for an interview. An interview is not just having a resume and going in. Like, they're going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you this, they're going to ask you that. You need to know how to prepare to answer these questions, how to act, how to look at them in the eye. Like those things are so important. It's like what you say is important, but how you say it, looking people in the eye, shaking someone's hand, dressing properly, having everything like that is like 80% of it. Because if you look like an idiot when you go in there, you're not dressed properly, people are going to pass you over. If you're not speaking properly, if you're not like looking people in the eye, you're kind of shifty, or you're thinking about like people, hiring managers see that shit and they just pass you over, man.
Yeah, looking people in the eye is a big thing. And I know some people don't like doing that, but looking people in the eyes.
Always look people in the eye when you talk to them. But anyway, Terrance, I was thinking about, have you ever been turned down for a kiss? Like in a movie, like guy goes to lean in for the kiss and the girl's like, oh my God, no. Like, and you just misread the situation. Has that ever happened to you in real life?
No, because I used to hate kissing.
What? What do you mean? Who hates kissing?
I used to hate kissing, and I used to hate kissing because it was just like, I don't want to mess my lips up. Like, I don't want to walk around with like a herpy bump or something.
What? What are you talking about? Where does this come from? What weird.
I don't when
you don't want to mess your lips up by kissing. So what was your plan, to go through the rest of your life without kissing someone?
No, I didn't kiss girls that I was with at least until like 3 months in.
That's insane, Terrance.
Serious.
How did you ever get a girlfriend if you wouldn't kiss her for 3 months?
Cheeks, neck, all of that and everything. But I always explained it. Like, I'm just like, I don't like kissing or whatever until like I really know you. I've always explained.
When did you get past that horrible trait?
Corey.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I'm super serious with you. I kissed Corey on the first night I met her. Never done that ever in my life.
What? You're such that's. I don't.
Hey, what? Baby, you know what you did.
That's insane, Terrance. This question is going in a different direction than I thought it would, but I don't even.
No, I'm serious. I don't like. Would you just walking around kissing?
I'm not gonna. I would be fine to kiss. If I met some girl at a bar, I'd be fine to kiss her.
All kissing everything.
If I met some attractive woman at a bar, I'd kiss her. I don't give a shit. Why not? It's not like, if she looks gross, then I wouldn't, obviously. But
see, that's the thing, because they could be cute, but they could still have some underlining thing going on. I didn't have time for that, man.
So just to clarify, so in these moments where you've had the one night stands, you never kiss these girls.
Never
on the lips.
Kiss. Hell no, never kiss on a one.
I can't believe that works. I can't believe women are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, never kiss on a one night stand. I'll kiss the neck. I'll kiss the cheek.
So you go down on them though?
Hell no. What?
I just want to make sure you're at least consistent.
Oh my God. I'll suck a titty quick, but I ain't doing that.
I'll be honest, man. You're weird. At least by my own standards. That's weird.
That's probably true, but I'm not.
So is there a time when you first will go down on a girl? Is the same thing? You need to wait like 18 months or?
Yeah. I need.
You got a mortgage with her?
Took out a mortgage.
Fucking rules, man. If I
need to wait a little bit.
If I meet someone, right, and I like them, and we spend a couple weeks maybe talking or texting.
How long it take you to go down on her?
I'm trying to explain that to you right now. Let's say I met someone tomorrow, right? We start talking, and then over the next maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're texting, we're starting to flirt, we're blah blah blah. If we go out on the first date, I have no qualms kissing her in any capacity. Okay, none. And whenever we first, like, she comes over, I go over her place, I have no problems going down on her that first night. There's no difference between that and you waiting these months. Insane. Bro, you waiting is arbitrary. I mean, what are you going to learn about them? I don't understand. What would you learn that make it more likely to kiss them?
Goddamn safe. Like, at least let's
What do you mean safe? Bro, you'll have sex with them and that's safe?
With a condom.
So what?
That
shit ain't 100%. Oh,
so you're using dental dab?
Well, that's the same thing as a condom.
Yeah, I'm saying reverse. Like, so you just raw dog tonguing?
No, I'm not. Yes, yes. You're, bro. Where does this come from? Where does this mentality come from? You like a clean?
Listen, I'm not. No. Listen.
Listen.
I was very cautious.
There are so many people who
very cautious.
But back then, you still are. The only difference is you're in a committed relationship. But
I'm in a committed relationship. I can do what the hell I want now.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, you know how many people out there sleep with all people, go down, make out, all this stuff constantly, and nothing ever happens.
Hey, like, look, shout outs to y'all, man, because I couldn't do it. I could never do it. I
never. Listen, how do you bring a girl home without kissing her? That's impressive. I'll actually give you props. It's actually impressive.
Kiss on the lips.
So you're hanging. So you meet a girl at a bar. You're talking. You're hanging out. And then what's the move? Hey, let's go back to my place. And there's no kissing.
We exchange. Let's exchange whatever we exchange, whether it's number or whatever case.
But you won't exchange kisses.
No,
spit.
we're not. No, I will be like up on her, whatever, like nibbling on her neck or whatever the case may be.
I almost doubt all these stories of you picking up these women. I think it's actually all bullshit now because there's no way these women are like this guy. That's weird. That's even weirder than the kissing. We gotta stop talking because you're making the situation worse.
Back into it. I don't need to go back into it.
Does Corey know about this list? Am I editing this out?
My baby knows everything about that. Absolutely.
She doesn't keep a list of women you've been with.
Does she know the list of women I've been with?
She knows you have a list of women you've like a written down list.
No, I don't have a written down list of women I've been with, but I have. So what I'm saying is I have a list.
I know. Yeah, memory.
I know.
We all have memory. I mean, that's different.
Listen. I don't have the.
You have a list of women you've kissed, and the number must be pretty low. What is it, like 2 women, 3 women?
It is 1, 2.
I can't believe you have this 3, rule, man. That's funny as hell, bro. You're afraid you'll get completely naked.
It's like 5.
You'll be completely naked with a woman, and you're fine with that. You'll go over her place, all this, but lips on lips. Whoa, hold on a second. That's too much for Terrance.
I need to know that you're clean.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know
what weight. You going home with a girl one night, it probably means she's not clean, Terrance. If whoever the if you're willing to do it, or you're probably not clean either.
Kiss. That's why you use a condom and don't kiss.
Yeah, bro.
No, it's not 100%. It's not 100%.
But I understand. What do you think you're going to get if they had something on their lips? You'd see it. It's not like you're not gonna...
No, that's not true.
It is. It's absolutely true. That's how it works.
If they had herpes, they could have an outbreak on the inside of the lip.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You're just making stuff up to make your point. It's not on the inside of your lips. It's on the outside specifically.
But what I'm saying on the inside, like literally, I wish I was able to show you.
That's not how it works.
You see how you have like your top, your bottom lip, right?
Yes, I
like literally, right on like the
also,
top.
To be fair, Terrance, if you met a woman and she's willing to kiss you while she has it, that's like that's not akin to like actual herpes, but she wouldn't.
All right,
she's not doing that.
Thought it was a blister.
She would know if she gets cold sore, she knows. She's not dumb.
Right. What if it happens and it's just like, oh, it's a fever blister, but
she knows
like a bit of outbreak.
People who get cold sores know. Trust me. We don't. That's not.
You got a lot of faith in people, bro.
It's just weird. Number one.
You got a lot of faith in people.
I guess, but it's just weird. I don't know what to tell you. Like kissing is like the most harmless thing in the world, and you're sitting here. To you, it's the most dangerous thing in the world. It's the opposite of what 99% of humanity thinks. I'm just letting you know. Most people will make out with anyone any day of the week. I don't give a shit about that. It's like having sex is actually like the big thing. Well, Terrance, you never been turned down for a kiss because you never kissed women. Fair enough. Terrance, do you know what I was thinking about? High fructose corn syrup. It gets a really bad rap. Is it rep?
I don't know what that is.
You know what high fructose corn syrup is?
No, I actually don't. Like I read it all the time, but I have no idea.
But you've heard of it. You just don't know what it is.
No, of course, yeah.
Okay, but you know how bad it is. Everyone says it's awful and it's everything. Yeah. Everyone advertises for it. Yeah, it's bullshit. See, you remember back like 15 years ago, everything had like fat free on it. That's what fat free. This is fat free. That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
That's because people are dumb. And the amount of fat content doesn't actually lead to you getting fat. That's all about calories and sugar and trans fat and stuff. It's not about fat. But people are stupid and they see fat free and they think they can eat it. Jesus, that thunder. People are stupid.
You was rubbing against the mic or something.
That's thunder, ladies and gentlemen. That's how insane it is in New York City right now. It just keeps going. Anyway, it's like gluten. Everything's gluten free now. Gluten is only bad for people who have celiacs or sensitivity to gluten, which is like less than 10% of the population. But everyone thinks gluten's bad for you. You know, this is where we live in. High fructose corn syrup, Terrance, is made from corn, hence the term corn syrup. And all it is it's a sugary syrup. It's a sweet syrup. And its use is it's cheaper than sugar. So, and it tastes slightly different, but it can make things taste sweeter if you put them in there. That's all it is. It's no worse than sugar. It literally is like actually probably better because it's made from corn, but that's all it is. If you don't want to eat like processed foods or sugar, then yeah, don't eat, high fructose corn syrup, but that's all it is, Terrance. And people make it seem like it's an awful thing. It's not. It's just people. You're all blind. Everyone listening. High fructose corn syrup is fine. Okay, it's as bad as sugar.
I don't like sugar either.
Okay, if you don't like or avoiding sugar, that's fine. But people who cane sugar is advertised on everything now, on anything that has it, because cane sugar is real, and high fructose corn syrup is processed. and people are stupid. That's what this really comes down to, Terrance. People are just stupid. If you see high fructose corn syrup is fine, gluten is fine unless you're allergic or sensitive to it. That's it. I have a bag of gluten in my kitchen. Did I tell you about that?
You have a bag of gluten?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's useful and it's not bad for you if you're not allergic.
Oh.
Okay. Gluten. If you ever eaten anything that's gluten free, it's like very like crummy and doesn't really stay together the same way.
Yeah.
Gluten is what fixes that. Gluten is what makes things stay together like bindy. Vegans use it for a lot of things because it makes well, you can use it for a lot of things, but one of the things common is seitan. Seitan is like it's a very beef like vegan thing, and when you're making it, you're making like a almost like dough, but then when you put the gluten in, the vital wheat gluten, it makes it like stretchy and like bendy, kind of like beef is. So she's for that. But yeah, people are just dumb, Terrance. I mean, we can agree to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that.
You don't trust people, and I think they're dumb, so there you go.
Yeah, I think people are sheep.
Yeah, God, they are. I mean, this is a great example. Everything says gluten-free on, as if like the whole country's allergic, but it's not. It's only a few percentage points, so it's good that it exists, but people think that's like healthy. Oh, there's no gluten in it. There's no high fructose corn syrup, that's bad. It's like, no, these things aren't bad. They're just things. Yeah. The amount of gluten is just like a preservative type of thing. Like it's just like how many things like that exist in like everything you eat, but people just anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, Terrance, that about wraps up our show. Unless you have anything else for us.
Nah, man. Fun conversation. I'm gonna see if I can hit the gym.
Yeah, I got a class in like 20 minutes. Okay, Terrance, we always end with a hypothetical question, so I have a quick hypothetical for you.
What you got?
If you could live forever, would you?
No.
Grant you immortality right now?
No.
Is it because of the family?
It's because everybody else around me goes. So why would I want to live forever? That means I keep restarting.
I mean, death would be kind of scary, I mean, doesn't dying scare you a little bit?
Hell no.
Really? You're scared of lips, but not death, huh?
That's it. That's a great way to end it. You
gotcha. Got him, everybody. Got him. All right, everybody. That's about it. Terrance, bring us out. You know what? I'll do it this time because you're laughing too much. Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Need I say more?